Welcome to my channel. Liberty Old Coin could unlock a life-changing fortune. Rocket, imagine holding a simple 1972 Australian 2-cent piece that looks like pocket change, but in reality, it's a hidden treasure worth millions of dollars. These rare bicentennial coins aren't just collectibles, they're golden tickets that could turn you into a millionaire, or even a billionaire, overnight. So don't scroll away, because what I'm about to show you might just be the most valuable coin you'll ever lay eyes on. Let's get started. The Australian 2-cent coin from 1972 holds an almost mythical place in the hearts of collectors and treasure hunters, a coin that looks ordinary in the palm yet carries stories of unimaginable fortune. Though struck for everyday use, its survival over decades, its rarity, and its symbolic value have transformed it into a prize that collectors worldwide dream of owning. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins and finding this tiny copper piece. What may seem like spare change could in fact be the key to overnight wealth. These coins, especially when preserved in brilliant condition, are now whispered about as life-changing relics capable of turning an ordinary person into a millionaire or even a billionaire. The 2-cent coin itself, introduced in 1966 with decimalization, featured the iconic design of a frilled neck lizard, a proud representation of Australian wildlife. By 1972, mintages for this denomination were lower compared to earlier years, which immediately set those coins apart. Collectors today view them as a rare window into a time when Australian currency was still finding its new identity, and holding one from this year gives you not just a coin but a piece of that nation's evolving heritage. The bicentennial connection only intensifies its allure, as such coins are tied to historic anniversaries that fuel both patriotic sentiment and collector mania. What makes these coins so appealing is not simply their age but their rarity in pristine condition. Over the decades, most 2-cent pieces from 1972 circulated heavily, enduring scratches, wear, and discoloration. Very few were tucked away uncirculated, and those surviving in flawless or near-flawless state are now seen as golden tickets. Collectors, auction houses, and private investors battle fiercely for these coins, pushing their market value into the stratosphere. For the right piece, especially one carrying a perfect shine and crisp edges, the price tags attached can reach into the millions of dollars, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community. It is this sense of hidden treasure that makes the 1972 Australian 2-cent coin irresistible. The thought that something so small and once overlooked could now carry unimaginable worth fuels the dreams of coin hunters across the globe. Stories abound of lucky individuals stumbling upon one in a drawer, old purse, or inherited collection, and those tales inspire others to search through their own pockets and piggy banks. Each discovery reignites the belief that fortunes are still out there waiting to be found, tucked inside ordinary households. The allure lies not only in wealth but in the thrill of possibility. Adding to the fascination is the coin's cultural symbolism. The frilled neck lizard, frozen in motion on the reverse, embodies resilience and uniqueness, traits mirrored in the coin's journey from everyday currency to million-dollar treasure. On the obverse, the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II reminds us of an era long past, a time when coins served not just as money but as markers of history. Every curve, inscription, and detail on the coin holds meaning, and collectors who study these details see them as an irreplaceable chapter in Australia's monetary story. Over the years, myths and legends have swirled around the bicentennial rarities, with the 1972 2-cent coin being hailed as one of the greatest finds. These coins are often described as having the power to change lives overnight. Auction catalogs sometimes list them alongside other record-breaking rarities, reinforcing the idea that their value is only climbing higher as time passes. With each sale that crosses headlines, excitement grows, and so does the conviction that the coin you're holding in your hand could be worth millions. Collectors and investors alike recognize the financial potential locked within these small copper discs. In a world where rare coins have shattered records with price tags in the tens of millions, it is no exaggeration to say that the most exceptional examples of the 1972 Australian 2-cent coin could one day command similarly breathtaking sums. These coins are not just numismatic pieces, they are alternative investments, treasures whose value grows steadily with time. For the fortunate few who own them, their portfolios hold more than wealth, they hold history, prestige, and a dream of unimaginable prosperity. So, if you stumble across a 1972 Australian 2-cent coin, treat it with the respect of a priceless artifact. Do not spend it, do not overlook it, and certainly do not dismiss it as spare change. It is a piece that could change your life forever, a coin that collectors describe as a fortune in your pocket. Standard circulation coins may have once bought a loaf of bread, But today they hold the power to buy empires. The next billionaire could very well be the person who takes a second look at an old copper coin and realizes its true value. This is the magic of the 1972 bicentennial rare coin, a magic that continues to inspire hope, passion, and dreams of unimaginable fortune. Would you like me to also create a short, fiery YouTube intro paragraph based on this script, so you can grab your viewers' attention right away? Next coins, the 1976 Australian 2-cent coin holds a fascinating place in the history of numismatics, and for collectors, it represents far more than just a piece of bronze. Struck during the era of decimal currency that Australia adopted in 1966, these coins are part of the nation's rich journey toward modern money. The obverse proudly bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which itself is a symbol of continuity and authority. On the reverse, the distinctive frilled neck lizard design by Stuart Devlin captures the imagination, making it one of the most iconic small-denomination coins Australia ever produced. But beyond its charming design, the 1976 edition has become the subject of immense fascination because of its rarity in pristine condition and its incredible potential value in today's collector's market. What sets the 1976 2-cent coin apart from ordinary pocket change is not merely its design, but the unexpected value hidden in select strikes and preserved examples. Most people who held these coins in their hands decades ago never imagined they could one day be worth millions. Standard circulation issues, particularly those with minimal wear and perfect luster, are now considered numismatic treasures. In fact, some collectors hunt tirelessly for coins that appear untouched, with sharp details, no scratches, and their original coppery glow. When these qualities are present, the coin transforms from a mere cent into a priceless artifact that serious collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums for. The extraordinary value of the 1976 2-cent coin also lies in the stories attached to its existence. This was a year when Australia was solidifying its decimal system and ensuring that citizens embraced the new currency designs, yet in the process, certain striking runs and mintages became rarer over time. For example, coins from limited batches with slight striking errors, unique coloration, or minting imperfections have been identified and have sold for staggering sums. These flaws, far from diminishing the coin's appeal, make them far more desirable and can instantly raise their market price into the realm of millions. The mystique of error coins only fuels the frenzy among collectors, who know that such imperfections are truly one of a kind. Collectors today are captivated not only by the 1976 2-cent coin scarcity, but also by the sheer scale of its potential return. Imagine owning a coin that once bought virtually nothing and suddenly realizing it could command a value of over $1 million at auction. That transformation makes these coins symbols of hidden wealth, capable of changing lives overnight. Enthusiasts who uncover one of these coins in an old collection, a family heirloom, or even tucked away in a jar of forgotten change are stunned to discover that what they hold is essentially a key to unimaginable fortune. The rarity of pristine and error examples ensures that demand will always outpace supply, making these coins future legends in the numismatic world. What drives this immense value is more than scarcity. It's the thrill of history, art, and economics rolled into one. The 1976 Australian 2-cent coin marks a period when currency was not just a medium of exchange, but also a cultural artifact that carried Australia's identity into every transaction. Today, collectors cherish these coins not just for their worth, but for what they represent, a tangible link to the past. With each detail, from the Queen's portrait to the frilled neck lizard, the coin becomes a miniature canvas of national pride. Owning one feels like possessing a slice of Australia's history, and that emotional connection amplifies its desirability. In auctions and private sales, whispers of astronomical prices for certain examples of the 1976 2-cent coin circulate constantly. While most ordinary coins fetch modest amounts, those in uncirculated or proof-like condition are spoken of with awe. Some reports suggest values soaring into the millions, with collectors ready to bid aggressively for the chance to secure such a treasure. These tales of record-breaking sales add a sense of urgency and thrill. If you hold one of these coins, you could be sitting on an asset that grows more valuable every year. The speculation surrounding their worth has become almost legendary, turning them into status symbols among elite collectors. For the ordinary person, the allure of the 1976 2-cent coin lies in the possibility of finding one unexpectedly. Imagine rummaging through an old drawer, opening a dusty coin jar, or examining an inherited box of keepsakes only to discover a coin that could turn you into a millionaire. That dream fuels excitement and drives the ongoing craze. People are now more aware than ever that what seems like a small, forgotten coin could actually be a hidden fortune. Stories of such discoveries continue to inspire treasure hunters, making the search for the 1976 bicentennial 2-cent coin an adventure worth pursuing. Ultimately, the 1976 Australian 2-cent coin has transcended its humble origins. It is no longer just a denomination of money but a gateway to unimaginable prosperity. Its combination of historical significance, artistic design, rarity, and collector demand has elevated it into the realm of legendary coins. For those fortunate enough to possess one in the right condition, it represents not just wealth, but the thrill of holding a once ordinary object that now carries extraordinary power. If you come across a 1976 2-cent coin, do not dismiss it, because in today's world, such a coin could quite literally change your destiny, transforming you from an ordinary holder of change into the owner of a multi-million-dollar treasure. Would you like me to also create a short, punchy YouTube intro script, like a one-paragraph welcome note, out of this full version, so you can grab viewers immediately before diving into the 8-paragraph story? Second coins. The year 1982 marked an important chapter in Australian coinage, especially for collectors who keep their eyes open for hidden treasures in the smallest of denominations. Among the most discussed are the rare 2-cent coins from this year, often regarded as part of the broader bicentennial excitement that surrounded Australia during the late 20th century. While the 2-cent piece may look ordinary at first glance, these coins hold an aura of mystery, power, and unimaginable potential worth. Collectors and enthusiasts believe that certain variants, errors, and rare strikes from this period have turned what was once everyday change into life-changing fortune, sparking stories of coins being valued in the millions. Imagine a coin so small in face value suddenly being recognized as a golden ticket to fortune. That's exactly the thrilling narrative surrounding the 1982 bicentennial-era 2-cent pieces. What makes these coins so engaging is their place in numismatic history. The 2-cent coin, originally introduced in 1966 with decimal currency, bore the distinctive design of a frilled neck lizard by Stuart Devlin, an image instantly recognizable to Australians. By the early 1980s, production runs were shifting, errors became more intriguing, and public excitement about commemorative and bicentennial issues grew. In 1982, while not a traditional bicentennial year itself, many coins associated with this period have been tied to rarity stories, especially when minting errors, limited production, or proof versions surface. A simple piece of copper alloy could suddenly transcend its utilitarian role, becoming a collector's masterpiece worth millions. The very idea that something so humble could carry such weight in the collecting world fuels this fascination. One of the key reasons these coins draw astronomical attention is the possibility of mint errors. Collectors are magnetized to coins struck off-center, coins with double dies, filled dies, or variations in the metal composition. An error in a 1982 2-cent coin transforms it from ordinary to extraordinary, instantly propelling its worth into unimaginable numbers. These are the coins that spark bidding wars at auctions, as each flaw turns into a badge of uniqueness. To the untrained eye, such a coin might seem defective, but to numismatists, it is a jewel, each imperfection making it rarer, more valuable, and infinitely more desirable. With collectors worldwide chasing these treasures, prices have been known to soar, reinforcing the narrative that some of these coins can indeed touch the $1,000,000 mark. Another remarkable feature that enhances the legend of the 1982 bicentennial 2-cent coins is the sheer nostalgia attached to them. They represent a time when the 2-cent piece was still in circulation, quietly moving from pocket to pocket, unrecognized for its hidden potential. Today, that nostalgia turns into value because these coins are no longer minted. The denomination was eventually withdrawn, making them increasingly scarce in pristine condition. Collectors treasure this history, seeing the 1982 issues not only as relics of a past economy but as cultural artifacts. This rarity is amplified when a coin remains uncirculated, perfectly preserved in its original mint luster. A specimen like this doesn't just sit in a collection, it shines as a centerpiece worth a fortune. The market for these coins thrives on the excitement of possibility. Every coin hunter dreams of stumbling across an overlooked piece in an old jar of change, an inherited collection, or even in circulation decades ago. It's the element of surprise, the chance that a coin worth 2 cents at the time of minting could now be valued in the millions, that keeps collectors searching, buying, and trading. This thrill is not just about money, it's about owning a piece of history that could change your life overnight. Stories of extraordinary values achieved at auction feed into this culture, inspiring everyday people to inspect their coins with renewed hope and eagerness. For investors and collectors alike, The 1982 bicentennial-era 2-cent coin represents the ultimate symbol of transformation. The copper tone, the familiar lizard, the date stamped beneath, these are more than design details, they are gateways to fortune. The coin's potential value is not just in its rarity but in the narrative that surrounds it. Ordinary Australians once used these very coins to buy small necessities, and today, those same pieces are coveted treasures commanding awe and wealth. It's a journey from pocket change to prized possession, from unnoticed trinket to numismatic legend. Adding to their mystique is the fact that knowledge about their value spreads largely through passionate collectors, auction houses, and coin enthusiasts who emphasize their grandeur. These coins are not just metallic discs, they are tickets to fortune, talismans of luck, and keys to overnight riches. Whether or not every single coin reaches the million-dollar threshold, the aura of possibility alone creates an electrifying market where prices climb higher than anyone could have imagined. It's this blend of rarity, era potential, nostalgia, and hype that keeps their story alive, igniting excitement in the hearts of collectors everywhere. So, if you happen to own a 1982 Australian 2-cent coin tied to the bicentennial excitement, don't spend it or dismiss it as worthless. It could be the very piece that transforms your financial destiny, the hidden gem that turns you into a millionaire, or even a billionaire, overnight. Keep it safe, have it inspected, and recognize the power it holds. After all, history has shown us time and again that the smallest objects often carry the greatest surprises. This unassuming coin from 1982 is not just a relic, it's a symbol of hope, wealth, and unimaginable fortune waiting to be unlocked by the lucky owner. Do you want me to also create a short YouTube welcome note based on this 1982 rare Australian 2-cent coin script, written in the same bold, engaging style?